I know, right? Conjugate that. There we go. We're
Conjugate. Conjugate this. We are live. And a special treat for the little boys and girls out there in Facebook land and everywhere else, YouTube land. It is the Jack Henke Show, but it is being hijacked. Jacked is hijacked by Dr. Ben today. It's going to be all about Dr. Ben. And
this is how I wound up in jail last year when you were getting off the plane and I yelled, "Hi, Jack!" And next thing you know, I
have one other person who thinks that's funny. And every time I see him, he says the same thing. And that one other person, and you are the only one who ever laughs at that, but I'm glad you enjoy it. So
I had a good time.
Have at it. Did you know that if you took Ben Quist and physical therapy, the initials would be BQPT, and this is 2025 AD. And did you know that the first bit of recorded history on physical therapy is in 435 BC? And that was attributed to Hippocrates. He was doing water therapy, hydrotherapy, and massage. But also the Greeks are horning in on some of that credit. And, you know, the Greeks and the Chinese were also involved in that. And did you also know that the Greeks and the Chinese are known for their health food, like sweet and sour pork and gyro sandwiches? So, of course, let's fast forward a little. Should be a couple thousand years to the early 1900s when returning soldiers from World War I were treated by Mary McMillan, who was the mother of physical therapy, and then Henrik Ling from Norway was the other one who was doing it. And so that's the mother of physical therapy and the father of physical therapy. And you know who we have as a guest today, Bulldog? The love child of the mother and father of physical therapy. It's Ben Quist, physical therapist, Dr. Ben. Welcome, Dr. Ben!
Woo! You're on the Jack Henke Show. Here it is.
Holy.
K-Tel introduces the exciting multi-exerciser to help you firm, shape, and trim your figure. In your home or in your office, this...
There we go.
There we go.
Seed from Ben's office.
Aren't you glad you took all the...
That was pretty good. I kind of like that little clip. That was pretty amazing. Very nice.
Oh, there's more where that came from, Ben.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Holy smokes.
Dr. Ben, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just having a wonderful, what is it today? Thursday. It's a Thursday. Yes. Good day. You guys doing well?
Yeah, we're almost two-thirds of the way through summer, if you can believe it.
I know.
That's
it's crazy. It is. Yep.
Hey, Jack, we should take care of a little bit of business. We're going to play the theme, but first off, I'm going to do this for our friends at the Greater Cedarburg Foundation who are underwriting today's episode. So hold on to your wigs.
I think they could use a little physical fitness.
Yeah, more than likely. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's see how much they need.
Bring your families for the free community celebration honoring the Greater Cedarburg Foundation's 25 years of giving. Parade at noon, plus a kids zone, yacht rock band, and non-profit fair. Saturday, September 27th, noon to 4 in front of City Hall.
Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack.
Sound of the boing.
Holy smokes. You guys are taking it to the next level.
We have to with you. You're royalty, baby.
Holy smokes. That's something else. Wow. Very nice.
All right, Dr. Ben. Now the mood has been set. The runway's been cleared.
Yeah.
What would you like to talk about this week?
I wanted to talk about the macronutrient protein. So, if you have been, you guys probably aren't on TikTok or anything, but, any.
Why would you say that, Ben?
I don't know.
Do you look a little old, perhaps? Is that
No. I just was, that's probably not your favorite feed. Maybe it is, but Instagram, whatever.
Wow.
There is so
I have an Atari.
You have an Atari? Yes, totally. Playing Miss Pac-Man. So it has been just all over the place how everybody is just talking about how much protein you should be taking. You're not taking enough in. It needs to be more and more protein. Have you guys heard that? Like, at
Only
all.
constantly. Only
Yes.
constantly.
It's constantly. It is out there all over the place, and social media influencers are talking about it. Even some physicians are picking up and like talking about how people need to intake more protein. It's so important. In throwing out numbers like, a human being should be taking in a gram of protein per pound of body weight, as like that's kind of like I hear most. That's kind of a common one I hear about the social media universe.
Yeah.
And I would just like to say what a load of crap that is. That it is absolutely ridiculous, and it's one of the dumbest things ever. That is actually a bunch of dumb.
Hot take.
It just is so stupid, and there's so many reasons. Oh, wait, what's going on here? What is this?
Oh, it's a little hot dog there. A little protein.
Oh my gosh. So it is something that just gets my goat a little bit, because it just, whenever you hear anybody talking about one of the, so there's 3 macronutrients, right? Fat, carbs, protein. Whenever anyone demonizes one of the 3 or 2 of the 3 and then holds one up as the most important of the 3, they have no idea what they're talking about, because that is just not how food works. It's not how the human body works. And right now, protein is 100% like the golden child of social media, the health world. Everyone should be intaking more. And there you go. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, one of the main sources that they talk about many times in these different tirades they have online about protein. They'll talk about that meat, of course, meat and dairy is the best source of it. Like, you can't, plant protein is inferior. It's not as good for you. It's not as, and again, that is complete crap. You can get protein from plants. You get protein, even an orange has protein in it. So it's so funny. And it is incredibly, incredibly rare in the United States that someone would have a protein deficiency, unless you just simply aren't eating at all, or you're like eating some crazy diet. It's actually almost the exact opposite. Most people in America are probably intaking way more protein than they need.
Yeah. Well,
so
the steak bros are out of control right now. They're just like, I have steak for breakfast, steak for lunch, steak for dinner, and I've never felt so great. And I'm thinking, maybe you don't feel as good as you think you do.
Well, and so it ties into different types of eating strategies. Like the carnivore diet is now coming. Even like on Amazon Prime, there is a new movie called Animal, which talks about, and they have some of the dumbest social media influencers that are interviewed on there. Some of my least favorites are on there. And usually it's a physician, like as a physician that was out of shape and has never really, worked with many people very much, but they get into their middle age, they start to have some disease processes, they're gaining weight, and then they very briefly switch to the carnivore diet and have some success. But then now that's the only diet that works for anybody. They put all their patients on it, and they tell you why every other diet sucks, and human beings are carnivorous and they should be eating only meat, and nothing could be further from the truth. And then they'll talk about ancestral diets, like, well, okay, like it's because that's what human beings have always done. They've always eaten just meat. They're hunters, Also completely untrue. I mean, ancestral diets, if you want to go on that with it, humans were typically hunter-gatherers. It was very different in different areas of the world, obviously, where the food sources were different, but there was very few examples of like completely carnivorous human beings that ate nothing but meat. Like that is a completely untrue. Yeah. Like when they give me this ancestral argument, like one of the dumbest guys on there was making that argument, and I'm like, wow, like that's so dumb. So they didn't pick berries off the trees. They didn't like grub for like nuts and seeds and tubers and like, shrooms, mushrooms. Like what about all that stuff? They weren't eating any of that stuff. Like, it's so.
I'm definitely a hunter-gatherer at the Piggly Wiggly.
Totally,
you should see me there. It's a rough terrain. A lot of silver-haired people with carts that'll take you out. So I'm a hunter. True.
I give Ben credit. I mean, there are some people who will say, I think that, and they don't want to offend anybody. They're very specific about and very careful what they say. Ben comes on here and he's got the 6 shooters flaring. He's like saying stupid, dumbest things. And it's like flipping the switch.
I want to get one of those physicians on this show and have the 2 of them face off, because that's ratings, man.
I mean, I would love to debate. There's this one guy online that I really, really like. He's a PhD, MD, and he has a really good YouTube channel where people ask him questions, and then he goes through all of the research and kind of the common sense aspects of different things, like is saturated fat bad? Like he answers questions like that. And he actually debated this other physician who is the dumb one, and they're debating over oatmeal, and the PhD guy, like, I really felt bad because this guy's so smart. He was so considerate of the other guy. Well, the guy was spouting the ancestral diet thing, and he didn't like point out any of the glaring common sense things a 3-year-old would be able to identify of why his arguments were not, consistent. And it's like, come on, get after him a little bit, like, and it's just like he didn't, and they're like, oh, you're like, so yeah, I would love to debate that guy, but yeah,
I'm going to work on that.
Probably not going to happen. But yeah,
Jerry Springer thing. I want to see flying chairs. I want to see being going.
Well, the thing of it is the problem with that is these people confuse people. They confuse everybody. They confuse people with the carnivore diet. They confuse people with like, you should be over consuming protein, when really the biggest thing most people should be looking out for in a diet is eating natural, real whole foods, eliminating refined sugar, eliminating ultra processed foods. That should be the message, and that every health provider should be giving their patients.
So
it should not be. Go ahead.
So as recently as last week, I said I'm gonna do something about this breakfast thing because I'm dropping the ball.
Mm-hmm.
It was delicious dropping the ball, may I add. And I loved dropping the ball daily. However, I was like, I'm starting this day the wrong way. I have begun the day now with a tub of blackberries. That's my beginning of the day. Around 9 a.m., because I'm trying to get that fast in. And I'm absolutely feeling a difference. That's the one change I've made recently. And I'm doing that daily. It's my daily blackberry.
I love it.
How am I doing?
I think that's great. I mean, so like a blackberry is an example of something that doesn't have any processed aspect to it, right? I mean, it is if you want to talk about what truly could have been an ancestral food for a human being, it's likely that in many cultures berries were included, you know, if they were available, so like, and that's why I think berries do so well for human beings.
They're so good.
Just, study after study after study, or in just kind of associating them with wonderful health benefits.
Oh, definitely.
Anti-inflammatory, less cognitive deficit, like all kinds of good things, so, that's usually, that's a great place to start. You may want to round that out with a couple other items, but like that, I have nothing bad to say.
Round it out with,
here we go. I didn't talk about my Cheez-It pizza chaser with my,
That's lunch. Now, Ben, let it be known, I'm not even really a Cheez-Its guy, but stuff like this, I'm just so curious. I have to try it.
And you ate it, didn't you?
You ate the hell out of it.
I didn't eat all of it. I didn't eat all of it. I will say, out of the things that I've tried, like these combos, this actually tastes like Cheez-Its. There's a Cheez-Its taste to it. And I'm going, why am I, when I have pizza, I want to love the pizza. I don't want to have a Cheez-Its pizza. I want to have Mequon Pizza Company pizza. That's what I freaking want. I don't want Cheez-Its pizza.
No,
but
I get it.
But
no, I mean, I'm kind of like in awe that you ate that. Like,
there are 18 chemicals from DuPont that made it taste like a Cheez-It pizza, which is remarkable, really. I mean,
getting suckered into that all protein thing.
Made in the lab.
But that is the exact example I'm talking about, where people get confused and when the real thing to demonize is what you just held up. A sodium-laden processed carbohydrate.
It's got a lot of fiber though.
That has nothing in there good for you. There's nothing in there good for you. It probably has a decent amount of protein, but So what is the
Ben, with this protein thing, what would are you saying? If you want to go the meat route, are you saying maybe one meal, throw in some birds, a little chicken or a little turkey, or is that like, or red meat once a week? I mean, just mix it up a little, maybe would be your recommendation, closer to recommendation.
I mean, whenever I talk to anybody, I try to remove processed foods, or ultra processed foods, and refined sugar and chemicals, like all those things that typically are causing all the cancers and the heart disease and all the problems and the obesity and all the other stuff.
For sure.
So that's number one, but as far as the protein goes, if someone wants to eat a little bit more meat or they want to eat a bit less meat, that's their choice. Meat can be highly processed as well. So, you have to watch out what chemicals they're putting in the meat, what drugs they're using on the animal. There's a whole separate set of issues, what they're feeding the animal, so the meat is just a little bit harder to, in my opinion, to find good sources of it, but doesn't mean they don't exist. But meat is extremely high in protein, obviously, because meat doesn't have any fiber, it doesn't have any carbohydrate, it's protein and fat, but but yeah, so like, yeah, chicken breast,
Yeah.
I mean, fish has become a tougher category. It's hard to find fish that are not farmed or, don't have massive high quantities of mercury.
Right on.
Even like if there's the one restaurant I go to, they have a grouper wrap, and
wow.
And I'm like, oh, and they're like delicious. They're so good. I'm like,
a grouper wrap.
Everything else on their menu is awful.
I was about to ask you where this was, but now I'm not going to. I don't want you to tell me where that is.
Everything else on the menu is awful for you. This is like in my mind, like this is the healthiest option. If I have to
air,
here, I'm going to eat this.
Off air, I want you to tell me where that is because I want to try it.
Well, then I looked up grouper. I'm like, well, hopefully, grouper. I'm sure isn't farmed. I think it's a pretty big fish. So grouper is totally farmed, and grouper also has super high mercury levels. I'm like, oh God, like I can't even get like this piece of fish at this place. So it's just it's complicated, and that's why many times like the vegetables, the more plant-based stuff is a little bit easier to find. It's cheap. It doesn't cost a lot of money,
beans.
And beans, nuts. I mean, fruit. I mean,
I have a kid who's got some semi-serious iron deficiency, and so I'm just like, well, we can lean into the red meat a little bit. Is there another source for that if someone's having that kind of struggle?
Yeah, I mean, red meat is
besides a pill.
I would probably try to get through food if that's possible. I know there are different types of things in the plant world that have a little higher iron, but but I probably would lean into the meat, and
that's what we're doing. Yeah,
the red meat, probably isn't as damaging for a child as it is for an adult, so like, if you're an adult who has heart disease, red meat has a special place for you to try to kill you. I mean, it is 100% some stuff going on with that, where if you have heart disease and you're consuming high amounts of red meat, there could be some problems.
Tempting fate. Tempting fate is putting it lightly.
Yeah, totally.
I will have you know that Cheez-Its Pizza, 15 grams of protein per serving.
Yeah, it's the cheese in there. Cheese is a great source of protein, but it's just look up the sodium on that. I'm sure it's like,
I didn't look at anything else.
Five times your daily recommended amount in one slice.
Jack turns a blind eye to the other things.
All right, so let me ask you, Ben, about food. It's the summertime, corn on the cob season. You're not a corn on the cob guy, correct? Or is it just what you put on it kind of?
I mean, I don't care. Like, I mean, I really don't try to advise people that much, other than the fact of not getting as few chemicals on. So corn on the cob, is it the best vegetable? Probably not. If you can find much better, but is that better than corn syrup? Some byproduct of corn? Or sure. I would never like ding someone because they want to eat some corn on the cob. But do you have to salt the crap out of it? Do you have to put tons of butter on it? Like, maybe you could back off a little bit on that, and
not if you get it at Witty's. Just a little sprinkling of salt and no butter is necessary, because it truly is sweet corn. And the thing is, with corn on the cob, you don't eat it. Nobody eats it because it's healthy. It's a seasonal thing that you get to enjoy once a year. And boom.
And that's exactly, we've talked about this many times. Is like 10% of your diet can be whatever you want. Eat your Cheez-It pizza, eat your ice cream, eat your corn on the cob with butter. Like, life is meant to be enjoyed. I just have, like we talked about last time I was on your show, it makes no sense to me something you're going to put in every single day, like your coffee. Say you drink that every single day. Do you have to put what amounts to candy in your coffee, meaning like refined sugar? Do we have to put loads of saturated fat in your coffee every time you drink it? Like, we're not 4 years old. It's not trick or treat time, right? It's like, just like man up and like drink your coffee.
And Bulldog likes it black.
I do. I'm a black coffee drinker. I love what we got: a bumper sticker, a T-shirt, and a poster out of today. Man up and just drink your coffee.
Drink
your coffee black. It just some of this, like, and there is a crisis in our country of people who are so fearful of being uncomfortable for a moment with anything. Like, God forbid I exercise because I might be uncomfortable for a moment. God forbid I have my coffee black because it's not this amazing, like, addictive, sugary fat blast God forbid I, go in a sauna and the temperature changes a little bit and I'm uncomfortable for a moment. Like, people have to realize, like, the body is made to, all these different stimuluses are designed that make the body stronger. So that statement of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger is many times true. And when you do nothing that stresses your body at all, that's how you end up, at age 55, where you can hardly get off the couch and your knee hurts and you're all inflamed and you have 5 different disease processes and you're on all kinds of medication and your mortality and your death is coming very soon for you.
I'm 55 in October.
He's got a camera at your house.
How did he know? Get your damn drones out of my yard.
Oh, man. I'm looking at the only sign I have here hanging in the office, and it is comfort is a slow death, and that is what meant to be work related, but it also is life related.
100%. Yeah, and even mental challenges, like you have to challenge your body a little bit, otherwise your body will. That's the same thing. People retire and they sit on the couch and they're dead 2 years later. It's just. I'm serious. We all know that's true, right? And that there was another
balloons for the kids. I try to have something fun here on the show. Just trying here.
An upgrade. The show is so upgraded. Can we have Bulldog every time? There was that recent study that came out that's been featured a lot in different news media outlets, but fascinating study with what correlates or is the best predictor of whether you're going to die. And they looked at 15 different common elements and to look at what would predict best of how much longer you're going to live. And if I had to guess, I would have guessed age would have been the number one predictor. Like how old you are would be the most predictive thing of how much longer you're going to live. And it wasn't. It was really fascinating. It was a really well done study. The number one predictor of how long you're going to live is how much movement you do in a day.
Wow.
Yeah, it was number one, hands down, biggest predictor. Second one was age. Third one was whether you smoked or not. But it was a fascinating study. But what you talk about, like when you get and you sit in the couch or you sit on the chair, it is the chair. Your death button is your butt. When you sit and you press that button on that chair, you're pressing
the death button is your butt. Another poster.
These are all true things.
One ever.
Yes, it's true.
Fire.
Study after study is confirming this.
I've seen studies been like that where they say your ability to stand up from a sitting position is a good measurement of how healthy you are. Is that right?
You mean from the floor? You're talking about that one. Okay. I hate that one. So there's this
real good, Jack. Real good.
Can you? So first of all, when you do that test, have you looked at that ever to see because I kept reading this. Well, there's this test and it's very predictive of like how much longer to live. Can you get from the floor to back up without using your hands? So they put you in like the worst. It's not like you're squatting down in good posture to get to the floor.
Yeah.
You're squatting down into like a Indian sitting position and then trying to get back up from an Indian sitting position. Orthopedically awful to do for your body,
Thanks, guys.
And there's all kinds of different things. Like if someone has longer legs or shorter legs, if someone has longer torso, like all kinds of things that would make it a lot more difficult for some people to do this test than other people. I don't like that test. It's just as dumb as saying like grip strength is a great predictor of like longevity, and like everyone then starts to go out and strengthen their grip with like handle strength. It's not that the grip strength is what is making you live longer. It's the fact that usually people that are very fit have strong grip, and usually people that are very fit and mobile can get to the floor and back up. People with multiple disease processes can't do that. But the way that they've set up that particular test and how they did it, I don't think it's a very good test, because there are people who are very fit that can't get up and down from the ground like that, because it's just such a weird. Sorry, did I answer too much of your?
No,
not a bad. No, we got our money's worth today.
Yeah, we live for this. We got the.
I don't like that one.
One of those toys with the wind up thing in the back. we overcranked the bed toy.
Oh my God!
This bed goes up to 11.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's
wow. You are energized today. What did you eat?
So,
don't answer that.
This every weekend.
What would be a better one would be like, are you getting in your 10,000 people? Are you getting in your 10,000 steps a day? Can you do that? Can you do 10,000 steps in a day and it doesn't cause you to be super fatigued and have to take a nap? That's a good predictor of so like I like that kind of stuff better. I'm always just pushing people to just move a little bit more, sit a little bit less.
He's Ben Quist.
He's
our Ben.
Only one.
And I'll tell you what, this is good radio. This is what we do. Ben, anything we need to know for people who are any events at your facility?
I'm trying to think.
Huge
Not
one
really.
coming up in September 13th.
Oh, the
Ben.
Mel's. Is that the Mel's thing?
For Mel's, yeah.
Muscles for Mel's, yeah.
Yeah,
we have a really cool, charity event. That's a lot of fun too.
Excellent.
So we have some of the Mel's kids are coming in and doing a powerlifting demonstration.
Nice.
So that'll be a lot of fun. It's open to the public.
Yeah.
And we raise some money for Mel's, which is wonderful.
Cool. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Without a doubt. Fantastic. All right, Jack, what do you got?
That's what I got. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on that day. That's a great thing.
Awesome.
Mel's is a great thing for the community, and it's cool to see two organizations working together on something like that. So
Mel's is a wonderful charity. So
I knew we could get him to smile if we don't stop talking about food.
You just bring up all this dumb stuff. Like, oh my god!
I mean, you go on some shows and the host holds up Cheez-It pizza. What are you gonna do? You know?
I know. You know my hot buttons. The next time you'll be like, you'll tell me you switched to the carnivore diet. Then we're gonna really I'm gonna have to arm wrestle you or something.
Tune in next time as we discuss the French paradox. Do you know that one, Ben? Have you heard that one?
Yeah. Why do the French live longer?
Yeah, but I got some recent stuff on that, so that'd be good.
Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah, looking forward to it. All right. Well, Joe Rogan doesn't have them, but we do. And,
that's right. Right. Howard Stern.
Right place.
Kiss our rear.
Thank you, Ben. Always fun.
Yep. We'll talk soon.
All right. Take care.
Right, great job.
See you around. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Get a little passionate, would you?
Right. I'll work on it. Okay.
So flat.
Right. All right. See you guys soon.
Take care. Bye-bye. Amazing. Dr. Ben. Wow. That's a show. Right. Cool. All right.
Yep.
Well,
I gotta roll, babe.
You gotta run. I'm gonna play the Greater Cedarburg Foundation thing one more time because I'm on the take. So talk to you soon. See you next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Take.
Adios, Jack.
Bring your families for the free community celebration honoring the Greater Cedarburg Foundation's 25 years of giving. Parade at noon, plus a kids zone, yacht rock band, and non-profit fair. Saturday, September 27th, noon to 4 in front of City Hall.
Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in.